So hello friends, today I'm going to show you how to remove haze out of this lens. It is the Nikkor 3570 f2.8D. And then before I proceed and say anything else, I have to say that everything that I'm going to show you here applies also to the f2.8 without the D, because the construction, at least in the parts we are concerned in, is exactly the same between the two lenses. Okay, so this lens is a pro lens from the 90s. I think it's the smallest f2.8 zoom in the market. Well, at least it was at the time, I don't know now, but then fantastic lens. Anyway, this lens is also very well known for this problem of haze, and then in this case you can see that the case is rather important. There's a lot of haze in this lens, but it's a rather simple repair, as I'm going to show you. I think this is the 15th lens I repair in this condition, and then all the time I managed to make them usable, because I made this picture I'm going to show you just right now with this lens, and then as you can see, the lens is in this condition is just unusable. So what we're going to do is to open the lens. I'm going to show you. It is extremely simple, and then to do so there is two ways to access this group, which is the second group that we want to repair. So we need to remove the front element. So there is two ways to do it. So you can use these gaps here and then use a spanner key to unscrew the front element. I don't like this procedure. I prefer removing the complete block that moves here, as I'm showing to you right now. And then to remove it, you need simply to take out this rubber ring here, and then once you have removed the rubber ring, you will see this screw here and then another one at 180 degrees. So these screws do the guiding of the front element. So, and then this is the element which is doing the focusing of the lens. So what we're going to do is to remove these screws, which is going to release the front. But before doing that, we're going to mark the positions here. So I did it already. Yeah, you can see it. So I put a mark here just to indicate the position where the infinity is, and then I made another mark here to know where I'm going to put the front element back, that I am in the right position. So I proceed to removing the screws. I use a flat screwdriver of 2.3 millimeters. If you want to find it, I have a link in the description of the video just to get the set of these screwdrivers. Okay, so here I removed these two guidance screws, and then here I need to remove this element so I can start rotating, but I'm not going to remove it at once, because I want to be really careful, and then this is going to save me a lot of pain later. So you see here this position that came out, and then there is a mark on it. This you should do as well. So you came to the point with the lens, or at least the front element comes out, and then you need to mark it, and then this, believe me, is going to save you a lot of pain and headaches when reassembling the lens. So first part, we removed the front element. That was rather easy, and then if you mark it, everything reassembling is going to be super easy as well. Now we need to unscrew this part. There is actually some small holes here to put a spanner in but I don't have any spanner that fits. So what I do is to use rubber cones like this, and then, well, this one I prepared already with double side tape that I'm going to stick here. And then I make sure it sticks, and then with this I rotate, and then I am able to get this element loose. And then this is pretty much the most painful part of the disassembly, which is getting this element here loose. And then the trick of the double side tape, I think for me, works the best, because otherwise you're going to suffer for a while. But once you get this element loose, the rest of the repair is just trivial. So I got it. The rest of the lens, which in this case works perfectly. So I'm not going to bother with this. I'm going to put it aside, and then here I have the element which I'm most worried about, and this is the central element. It is always this element which is having this nasty haze, which is making the lens unusable. So just let me remove the double side tape with the rubber cone. That's the best method I have found so far to remove this element here. And then what we're going to do now, there's two things. Well, this is the spacer ring for the focusing calibration, and then what we're going to do now is to clean the haze. And then this needs to be done in two steps, because there is some haze on the outside. I can see it here, but then I'm also pretty sure that there is some on the inside, because this is a rather common thing, and I have done quite a lot of these lenses to know it. And then to open this lens on that part is what we need to do. Just let me prepare something to hold the lens in the air. I don't want to put this surface against this, well, it's some fabric, but then yeah, I don't want to risk scratching it. I prefer to hold it in the air. Okay, so what we're going to do now is to dissolve this glue that is visible here, so we will be able to unscrew this element just after. So what I'm putting here is isopropyl alcohol. That we're going to let work for a few minutes, and then we will be able to open this element here. In the meantime, I'm going to stop the video for a few seconds, and then I'm going to get the cleaning stuff for start removing this haze. So see you in a few seconds. So hello friends, I am back. I'm ready for the cleaning. I got the cleaning stuff. What is that? I have the optical cleaning fluid that I'm showing to you here. I have the isopropyl alcohol that I just put on this bottle. Here I have optical cleaning paper that I cut in small pieces that I manipulate here with tweezers, just to work around the lens and not to waste paper, because this one is rather old, hard to find, and then yeah, I don't want to waste it. All this stuff you will find links in the description to get them. Probably not exactly the same, but they work also fine. For the optical cleaning paper, if you're going to buy, just don't take the cheapest one. Take the most expensive one. The difference in price is not very big anyway, and then this will going to save you a lot of trouble. And then I use this thing, lens pen, but I only use it to push the paper when I'm moving around the lens. So this is for the cleaning stuff. Now we're going to start with the cleaning I will give a try just with the isopropyl alcohol to see how it reacts with the haze. If it doesn't do anything, we'll move to the optical cleaning fluid. But to be honest, I haven't done this repair in quite some months, so I don't remember exactly what I shall use. Okay, let me use my finger, and then things are starting to look quite good. Okay, so I will avoid the isopropyl alcohol immediately because it's a bit dry. I will use the optical cleaning fluid, which remains wet for a longer time. Okay. Now I got it sticking, and then good thing here is that the haze was rather soft, so it's gone away already from this surface. So as I told you before, a lot of that haze is on the inside, so we're going to proceed and open the lens. And then we already did a part of the job before when we applied isopropyl alcohol here. So what we need to do now is just to come and open this thing. So I use a rubber cone here, and then I take this edge and then I apply some force, and then if the isopropyl alcohol has done its job, this is going to move easily as I did before. And then we can come and inspect this. So this part of the lens is quite okay. There's my fingerprints behind that we're going to clean just after. Some people is going to complain of the why I don't use gloves. I don't do it for ecological reasons, because it's a pity just to throw a good pair of gloves every time I do something. So I only use gloves when it is strictly necessary. Otherwise, I can just clean the lenses after. Okay, then we have this small lens here. So it's the opposite side of the one we just cleaned before. And then here we just repeat the procedure we did before. And then if we are lucky, the haze will be gone in no time. So, and then you might wonder why this haze, or where this haze comes from. My hypothesis is that the glue they use it to fabricate this lens kind of outgasses and then comes itself and deposits this glue vapor of particles, come and deposit itself on the surface of the glass, and then after a few years you get this nasty haze that makes the lens unusable for photography. Okay, so we apply the lens cleaning fluid. I put quite an amount. Then I come, I deposit a bit of optical cleaning paper, and then we start rubbing, and then I can see that this haze is a bit tough, and then we will need to rub for quite some time, but there is already an improvement. It's gone already. Okay. Anyway, I can see that there is still some regions that need some work, some additional work. So I'm going to work on that. But then, as you can see, the job is not complicated, so you can do it yourself. You can get and save a super nice lens. So what I'm going to do is just to finish this off the camera, and then we just meet for reassembling the lens, because there is some tricks to have there. Okay, see you in a few seconds. So hello friends, I am back. I am done with the cleaning. As you can see here, the result is quite good. It took me, by the way, quite some rubbing to get this result, but then now I think the lens will be usable. So you can see here I reassembled this part, so I screwed this again. I didn't want to get some dust into the lens, this is why I did this. Then now we're going to reassemble the lens, and then this is going to be rather easy. I take this block, I take this ring, this spacer ring, I put it here, and then I take my rubber cone with this double side tape that I stick here, and then I put into the lens. Well, the good thing of having the double side tape is that we can actually kind of manipulate. Okay. Now I remove the double side tape, then obviously I have to do a quick cleaning, just to remove the traces of glue that have my gut into the lens. So we do this rather quick, as usual, with optical cleaning fluid, optical cleaning paper, and then we rub with the lens pen. We try to go everywhere in the lens. And then in the last wipe we take it out. The lens is looking very good actually. So let me put some light here. Nice. Okay, now here we have the tricky part, that is the assembly of the front element. And then, as I did insist a lot before, we have to pay attention to the marks. So here I put everything on infinity with the small mark I made here, which is very visible, and then here I come with my mark I made here on the front, and then you see it comes nicely. I get the holes in the right position at once, and then I got my mark here aligned with the other marks. So this is a good thing. This is why I insisted that we do that mark, otherwise it's really painful to do trial and error until you get the thing working, because this has a direct influence on the focusing of the lens. So now we need to put just a small screw. Okay, so here we got it. Difficult part is to get the thing into the hole, as this screwdriver I am using is not magnetic, so the screw doesn't glue to it. And here second screw we fix, then we put the ring, and then we have our 3570 f2.8, which is going to be usable again. And then just for comparison, I show to you the same photo taken with this lens now, compared with the one we took in the beginning, and then you see the difference. So this is all I wanted to show you today. Thanks for watching and see you next time.